starts right now.
Searching for answers.
Authorities are investigating more human remains found in a rock quarry.
This is appears to be a very tragic situation right here. The only comment I can make is that we don't know who the person is.
What investigators are revealing about the disturbing discovery as they turn to the public for help in this case.
Ceasefire under threat, where the path to peace stands ahead of high-stakes negotiations between the U.S. and Iran.
A new top cop is on his way to the Gate City.
Trust is what creates legitimacy.
We hear from the man set to lead the Greensboro Police Department as he prepares for the road ahead.
And a historic homecoming as the splashdown countdown starts up.
What's next for the Artemis II astronauts as they return to Earth? It is 6 o'clock on your Friday. Welcome into a brand new day. Hope your morning's off to a great start. I'm Audrey Biss.
And I'm Wanye Reese. So excited to be up with you. I have that back to school picture day smile right now because we have made it to Friday. Let's bring in meteorologist Dylan Hudler and meteorologist Brian Slocum this morning. They have a check of your traffic and forecast before you head out the door.
We're happy, Brian. This forecast looking beautiful for the weekend.
Really is setting up a really nice couple of days too, and certainly improving Wanye's mood to this morning. My goodness, you're on a roll this morning, my friend. We've got warmer temperatures in the forecast. It's going to warm pretty quickly. We've seen some big jumps or declines, depending on the case, in temperatures this week. We got another big jump today, and before you know it, we're going to see some summer-like conditions back in the area. The forecast, the fly in the ointment is we need rain, and we just don't have much in the forecast moving forward. There is one kind of window where we might see a little bit this weekend, but otherwise it's a hot and dry forecast for a while. Drought, fire dangers, both running a high to extreme these next few days. Early morning numbers, cool enough for a jacket. We've got widespread 30s and 40s over the area. Cold enough for frost. Martinsville, Danville, Reedsville for sure. Let's add Stewart and Boone to that list as well. But even some of the rural and outlying areas have a chance to see some spotty frost, but the air is pretty dry. We'll see how this plays out. We had some decent frost coverage yesterday, or at least some decent reports yesterday, but we've got a clear sky and some light winds, and that's kind of ideal for frost formation if temperatures can get cold enough. And we will be chilly this morning. Midday temperatures really start to spike. In fact, we'll be close to yesterday's high by lunchtime today, on our way to highs in the mid-70s. A beautiful Friday to get outside, take a walk, take a bike ride, make sure you enjoy. And the weekend forecast looks pretty good too. We'll talk about the building heat into next week and some of the dangers that come along for the ride in just a couple of minutes.
It's 6:02. Two more people are in jail this morning in connection with a homicide investigation in Rockingham County.
The sheriff's office says Tristan Giles and Sincere Jameson are both facing multiple felony charges following the deadly shooting of Antarian Spencer Tuesday night in Eden.
I want you to listen to this. The Rockingham County Sheriff's Office charged Daniel Woods Jr. for Spencer's death. During his first court appearance yesterday, Woods' attorney claimed his client and two other people, including Spencer, were meeting for a sale of an Apple iPod. He says that's when Spencer pulled a gun and tried to rob Woods.
Woods' attorney says his client dropped the items and ran away, but then pulled out his own gun and shot Spencer, who died at the hospital. Woods is expected back in court on Monday.
Rockingham County investigators say more human remains have been found at a rock quarry in Reedsville. Police believe the remains are from the same person recovered before.
Some of the remains have already been sent off to the chief medical examiner's office in Raleigh to identify the person they belong to. Anyone with helpful information regarding this case is urged to call Reedsville Police.
In Greensboro today, a 23-year-old man will face a judge after a deadly shooting over a year ago. Police arrested Jaron Gladden yesterday. He's charged with first-degree murder for the death of Cameron Lee. Officers found Lee on Hewitt Street in October of 2024. Lee died on the scene.
Staying in Guilford County, a sheriff's office employee is facing charges this morning. Christopher Allman was a detention services officer at the High Point Detention Center. The sheriff's office confirms he was found with methamphetamine and other contraband at the jail while on duty. He faces 4 felony drug charges. He has since been terminated.
Moving now to the Gate City, a 2025 report found that crime in Greensboro dropped in 2025, but people in the community are still concerned about safety as we're in this new year.
A new police chief will soon tackle public safety as he prepares to take over the police department. Cameron Afzal will be sworn in as chief next month.
Our morning reporter Aaron Burnett has more on the chief's background in a live report and what he hopes to accomplish in this role. Good morning, Aaron.
Good morning, guys. Cameron Afzal has 35 years of experience in law enforcement. He got his start in D.C. working for the U.S. Capitol Police and has continued his work at various police departments across the country, including in Colorado, Virginia, and Ohio. Now, the last 9 years, he's worked as a police chief, and right now he's the director and chief of police at the Dayton Police Department. Afzal was born in Pakistan and moved to the United States with his family at 15 years old. Now, the incoming Greensboro police chief says he knows that he has no ties to North Carolina and that he is going to have to earn the respect of not only the department, but the community as an outsider.
Based on what I've been taught by my bosses growing up in Arlington, the trust comes from consistent action and consistency, not on the first 100 days, but consistency in year 1, year 2, year 3, year 4. And I think I've tried. I have done my level best to stay true to that principle, and I think hopefully you will see the same thing in me.
The Greensboro Police Department says Afzal will start his new role in just about a month on May 13th, but in the next 30 minutes, you'll hear more from him about his leadership style and experience. Live in Greensboro, I'm Aaron Burnett, WXII 12 News.
It's 6:06. We now know the funeral arrangements for a High Point police detective who died last month. The department says that Detective David Rosser passed away after a medical emergency. He served the High Point community for nearly 2 decades. Rosser's family says a celebration of life service will be held next Saturday, April the 18th. It will start at noon at Waite Chapel on the campus of Wake Forest University in Winston-Salem. The service is open to the public. Those planning to attend will be directed to available parking areas by staff members.
The search for a missing 12-year-old girl in Davidson County has come to an end. Sheriff Richie Simmons says Ziana Yort was found safe around 1:15 yesterday afternoon at a Dollar General store. He says an off-duty manager spotted her there and called authorities. WXII streamed a news conference where deputies discussed their search. You can watch that right now on our YouTube page.
The delicate 2-week ceasefire between the U.S. and Iran is still standing for now. The White House says Vice President J.D. Vance will lead the delegation to try and end the war this weekend. He will be joined by Special Envoy Steve Witkoff and the president's son-in-law, Jared Kushner, in Pakistan.
Israel had continued to attack Lebanon even after the ceasefire was announced, targeting Iran-backed militants. Negotiations between Israel and Lebanon are expected to begin next week in Washington. This morning, we're hearing from First Lady Melania Trump, who is publicly addressing what she says are false claims about her family and sex offender Jeffrey Epstein.
The First Lady addressing several allegations, including one claim that Epstein introduced her to her husband. Alice Barr has the details now from Washington.
First Lady Melania Trump in a rare public statement knocking down rumors about her ties to the late sex offender Jeffrey Epstein.
The lies linking me with the disgraceful Jeffrey Epstein need to end today.
The First Lady not saying why she's speaking out now. Behind the scenes, her legal team has worked for the past year to take on any publications they viewed as spreading false or defamatory information connecting her to Epstein.
I am not Epstein's victim. Epstein did not introduce me to Donald Trump.
She strongly denied any knowledge of Epstein's crimes.
Was never on Epstein's plane and never visited his private island.
Mrs. Trump saying she occasionally crossed paths with Epstein at parties and downplaying this 2002 email released in the Justice Department's Epstein files that she sent to Epstein accomplice Ghislaine Maxwell, referencing a Positive magazine story.
My email reply to Maxwell cannot be categorized as anything more than casual correspondence.
The First Lady urging Congress to hold a public hearing for survivors and saying that Epstein did not act alone.
And that means that the entire investigation is legitimate. She needs to call on her husband to get the remainder of the files released.
Republican Thomas Massie putting the onus back on the Justice Department to bring more transparency as the First Lady's comments put a simmering controversy back in the headlines. In a statement, a group of Epstein survivors said the First Lady's remarks, quote, shift the burden onto survivors under politicized conditions, and called to keep the focus on former Attorney General Pam Bondi testifying, though the Justice Department has said she will no longer sit for a deposition next week now that she is no longer Attorney General. In Washington, Alice Barr, NBC News.
It is 6:10 now, taking a live look from the Orion spacecraft, where the Artemis II crew is now just hours away from their return back to Earth.
But first, they must complete perhaps the most daunting milestone of the journey, and that's going to be re-entry. So check this out. Piercing the thick inner band of Earth's atmosphere at incredible speeds and temperatures. The atmosphere is roughly 5,000 degrees Fahrenheit, about half as hot as the surface of the sun. The capsule will race in at nearly 25,000 miles per hour. Oh, that's fast, Audrey.
Look at that. And the crew is scheduled to splash down this evening off the coast of San Diego. We will have live coverage of that historic landing right here on WXII 12.
Wishing them the best. Hold on, here they come. 6:11 now, giving you another check of traffic. We just continue to follow that accident in Randolph County on Pleasant Ridge Road at Granville Lane. That's the only one we're following near Ramseur. Outside this morning here, a little closer to home in the Piedmont Triad, things are moving smoothly. There's I-40 at Gallimore Dairy Road in Greensboro. Starting to see maybe even a little light on the horizon. It is chilly, so grab a jacket, but as far as your commute goes, it looks like a smooth one.
Still ahead this morning, a labor of love. How a North Carolina father raced against time to meet his newborn son.
And dimming the diamond, how the statewide burn ban is impacting events in the Triad.
Plus, painting blessings. How a local artist is honoring churches across the high country. We'll introduce you to him next. You're watching WXII 12 News at 6. We're up with you.